Hey guys, I'm Victoria Kühne. We're here at Victoria Records, the biggest recording studios in Latin America in Monterrey, Mexico. And I guess I'm about to show you my junk. Lucky you. As you all can see, I'm in a wheelchair right now. This is temporary, and it was a bit of a crazy story, very rock and roll actually. We had Peso Pluma recording here at the studios about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and from there I went to one of the biggest music festivals here, and I broke my foot in 3 places at the festival. It was 100% worth it, a lot of fun, but that's why I'm in this current situation, and I'm gonna give you the studio tour on this wheelchair somehow, but we'll figure it out. I'm a 3-time Grammy and Latin Grammy nominated producer, a songwriter, an artist, and I'm the CEO and owner of Victoria Records. And this is actually a $25 million recording project, the most expensive studios that have ever been created in Latin America. And in this very room, Studio A, we've had artists like Morrissey, The Strokes, Korn, more recently Peso Pluma, Rauw Alejandro just did his entire new album here. We've had MIA and incredible film projects as well by many Oscar winners. This is Studio A, but to give you a little context, there's a Studio B, a Studio C, a Studio D, an incredible mastering room, another Dolby Atmos room we're creating right now. There's rehearsal rooms, there's songwriting rooms, there's Victoria Films, which is like the film production company that's upstairs. It's a huge complex. This was actually a mansion that was created in the 1940s, and then we turned it into these recording studios. So it's very, very cool. It has so many magical spaces, and you're gonna see all that in this video. But starting off in Studio A, behind me is an SSL Duality, and then behind that is the amazing live room, which you'll see right now. So right now, we're actually in one of our 2 live rooms. This is the one that's connected to our Studio A, and it's insane. It has floating floors, we have revolving panels on the walls, and it truly is one of the most special live rooms / halls in Latin America. We do so many things here, from music videos, live sessions, live orchestras. We've been doing a lot of live streaming as well since the pandemic. And it's just this very, very special room that keeps transforming itself. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful space. And I was actually here earlier today recording my new single, and now this is the big surprise. This is the reason why we're here and why Earthquaker is here in Mexico with us. The pedal. The Victoria Records Astral Destiny collaboration with Earthquaker devices. And this pedal is just clearly a beautiful work of art. It sounds incredible, obviously, like the Astral Destiny always has. And this is very, very special to me because first of all, it has the artwork that represents Studio A. You will be learning along the way in this video that there's 3 main studios. There's a bunch of studios, but there's 3 main ones, A, B, and C, and each one has an artwork that represents that studio. So Studio A, I've always seen it as this much lighter place, and I think this artwork reflects that. It's me, obviously on the lion, because that's my astrological sign, Leo. And I conceptualized this artwork, and then Leida Luz, the artist, did the illustration. And then once we go to Studio B, you'll see the vibe of Studio B. It's a little bit darker, more rock, more darker hues. And that artwork has more of that concept. And then once we get to Studio C, which is my main studio where I do all my production, that one is just very feminine, very pink. And the artwork is actually a very naked image of me, because I think it's the most raw and naked studio in a way, because it really truly represents me and what I do. So yeah, very excited about this pedal. And this is a very authentic collaboration. I mean, we've been asked to do collaborations for years and years with different brands and different people that make pedals, and it never really felt organic or real. And when I got to talk to Julie from Earthquake Devices and we came up with this idea, the first thing I wanted was something that was actually authentic to me because I'm a singer and it was important to me that it was a pedal that I could use when I'm recording vocals or when I'm doing a live session. So today, I feel like as singers, we don't get that many toys. It's like we have the microphone and that's it. And today I got to record vocals, but while I was recording them live, I was also like playing around with like the different things you can do. And that was like a very special experience. I had never in my entire life, in my many, many years of being a singer, I had never had an experience like this where I'm recording vocals and playing at the same time. And it was just like fascinating to me. So I'm very excited that a lot of singers and vocalists like me are gonna be able to use this. And it's just like the coolest thing in the world. My dad is like he's an entrepreneur, and his whole philosophy, his whole like objective in life is to create like more employment, more opportunities, and more things in Mexico. So that's always been his biggest goal, like to bring more visibility into Monterrey, create more opportunities, and make it like an epicenter of music, of culture, of arts. So that was like the whole idea of him building it here. And when he was building it, he actually went to like the best recording studios in the world, in London, in New York, in Miami, in LA, everywhere. And he kind of took the best out of all of them and created this like Frankenstein of like all the best parts of everything he saw. Obviously, if this place was, in LA, in New York, anywhere else, it would be like super amazing because everyone would have so much more access to it, like all the artists and everything. But in a way, it's also like a little sweet escape for them. And it's also a way for them to come and know this city, which is a beautiful city. I mean, sometimes I'm like, oh, wouldn't this be easier if it was just like in LA? But then I remember, why my parents decided to build it here in the first place. And I'm like, okay, no, there's a bigger mission than all of this, Welcome to Studio B. This is definitely my favorite studio. It's also the one that's the most meaningful to me because it's the one that has remained untouched throughout the years. And we have some incredible gear, including the Neve, which everyone fights over because we're always moving around the gear from Studio A to Studio B to my Studio C. Studio B also has its own live room, but it also has something very, very cool, which is a reverb chamber that's just very special and beautiful. And another thing that I haven't mentioned that I think is very important is that there's like the three main studios here on this floor. There's also like 4 isolation booths. So these are 7 rooms, right, that I'm mentioning. But these 7 rooms are completely connected in a way where anything that goes on in there can be processed in this console or in the console in Studio C or in the console in Studio A. So if you say, I really want to use this reverb chamber, but I really want to process it through the SSL duality in Studio A, there's that connectivity. Or if you want to record isolated in the 7 rooms at the same time, but process it in whatever control room you prefer, you can actually do that. So the fact that you can have like this isolation, like 7 people recording at the same time with like all these different rooms that have like different characteristics to them. But coming back to this console, this is the real like showstopper. But yeah, this is my favorite studio, and as much as I love Studio A, and I think it was very necessary to put in the SSL there because it's a more familiar board that everyone understands and knows and is familiar with, I think this is really like the unicorn in the music industry, and I'm in love with this board.
Hello, my name is Marco Zavala. I'm the head engineer here in Victoria Records in Monterrey, Mexico. And I'm just about to show you how the procedure of the power up of the Sony outboard console it's about. So I'm gonna start like running on this DSP rack, like it's housing all the DSP processors for the equalizers and all the dynamic processing. And then we are gonna boot up all the racks that is like building all the console with input outputs, all the DA, the AD converters and in the console. So all this system is built in, it's connected between with MADI connections. So we have to link this with the work clock right now. All it's in red, it's hooking up. So we have already our computer turned on, sorry. And it's gonna be like a step-by-step procedure. So as long as we have all these green lights, we're good to go to boot up the main console controller. Is like our remote controller for all these racks in here. So Jerry, it's turned on. Can you boot it up? So we're start to getting the link between the main controller to the main all the racks, and then we are gonna like see the procedure is in the IP detection of the modules, because this is like a server that controls all the main all the screens over there with the controls in beneath, and we're just waiting for a message that it's idle, waiting for our orders in here, our commands in the computer. Jerry, can we turn it up? On. Turn it on. Okay, so we are introduce some comments in here with some codes in here. Okay. And we are about to boot up the system. We have just to wait a little while. It's hooking up all the connections between the control surface and the system over here. It's connected with BNC connections in a coaxial networking. So it has just one little cable, one little hair running from here to the console. And fun fact is, like, the actual speakers, it's hardwired from here to there. So it's not in the console as it should, or as we are used to. So I think we have it. Okay, so hit enter, and this system is gonna build all the operations between the control surface and the main system. Okay, it's alive. Okay, there it goes. So we can go in the room, in the control room, so we can see all the Christmas tree operation. Okay, meter bridge is cleared. There you go. That's beautiful. That's it. So from here on, we have just to access the main screen. Going tight. And have these projects, and I'm gonna load this one. So there is snapshots, and maybe this one, load, include instruments, and there you go. So this is arguing the actual inventor of these faders argued that this was like meant to be like to survive a nuclear war. So it's like a Ferrari or like a Rolls Royce, I don't know. Super smooth, super like accurate, you know, super silent, super sturdy. It's like best of both worlds, you know. It's super, super nice feeling faders. It's a dream. So this is it. We're ready to roll. Thank you.
My passion is also like filmmaking. I love producing, I love acting. I have like this other business that I love, and Victoria Records is one of my babies, but Victoria Films is my other baby. And in a dream world, every single movie, TV show, and everything we're developing with Victoria Films, everything would be recorded here. Like every film score, we did this entire movie that was like a US movie, and we did all the Foley here. Like all the sand and the steps, and it's a whole other art form. And I loved it. So another thing that I'm doing with Victoria Films is we have this very, very important thing where 50% of the crew has to be women, because normally film crews, at least here in Mexico, it's like 99% men. And the other thing we're doing is like every single movie has to have like a very powerful and strong female lead. I love that we're doing that. And I'm trying to incorporate it more also into Victoria Records, because it's so hard to like find more women in the industry. I mean, the last time I was nominated for a Latin Grammy, I was the only woman in the entire category for Best Norteño Album. There was not another female producer. It was all male producers. When I was nominated for the Felipe Peláez album, which was Best Tropical Latin Album, same thing. I was the only female producer in the entire category. So I really want Victoria Records to be a safe haven for all women in the industry. I want to keep like supporting other women who want to like come into this industry, and I definitely want to like start merging it more with Victoria Films. I would love for those two worlds to like beautifully collide together at some point.
So we're setting this vocal booth to capture some nice vocals, and we are using this like the taster's choice. These two mics are one of the finest microphones in the building and in the world. This one is a Sony C800G. That is like the way to go for all the rappers and hip hop singers, you know. It's like super detailed microphone. And this one is an AKG C12 VR. That it's one of the finest microphones on earth right now. So we are getting this so close, like we have no phasing shift in between the capture, because we are gonna try to have one shot of the singer and capture by the two mics at the same time, and we can then listen or some like make a blend to have a fuller, richer sound with these two elements, and then we can have better mix cutting material. So this is like a basic setup, but it's so powerful and so nice to have when available. So there you go. We're ready to go. We just drop in a pop filter, and that's it. Just getting some cue to the artist and ready to go.
I remember the first time I came into the studio owning it after growing up here, and then suddenly like, oh, this place is mine now. I get to shape it. I get to choose what I do with it, and I get to control the vibe and the magic and what engineers are allowed to work here, which are not. And there's like so many like memories that shaped me, but I think that one, like the first day I walked in, moving back fresh from LA, walking in and being like, okay, like what do we do from here? Like that was very cool. And it was actually called La Mansión. It wasn't called Victoria Records. And coming from a family that's all men, and I'm the youngest one, I'm the only girl, I would get asked so many questions. I would run these like huge negotiation deals with labels, like, come, like, all your artists need to record here. And we could be negotiating for a month, and at the end of the month, they'd be like, so, you know, which one of your brothers is gonna like green light this? Like, they always needed like the approval of a man on the paper. Like, it was this thing that really pissed me off. And I remember one day just like pissed me off to the point where I was like, why is everyone questioning my power here? And I remember I changed the name from one day to the next. I was just like, it's now called Victoria Records. It's not La Mansión anymore. And it was from one day to the next, just because I wanted to make it clear that like a woman was running the place and that I did have the authority, and that not because I had like 3 older brothers, it meant that, you know, I was like less or anything. And I think that was another powerful day, the day when we actually changed the name, which everyone told me, you're crazy, the place has so much history, you already positioned the other brands, so many big artists already went and recorded as La Mansión. And I was like, I haven't even scratched the surface, like, fuck you all, I'm gonna change the name. And I literally changed the name 2 weeks later, like the Strokes came, like, you know, which at that time was like the biggest artist that had been here. So kind of brought me good luck, but there's been like some very big milestones that really impacted the studios and just me, and they were like badass moments that I'm proud of.